Damso's run of bad luck continued, as for the third time in 6 events, the Cape Townian was forced to fulfill the role as road sweeper. At over 45 kilometers, the infamous Uber's Pass is not only the longest stage of the entire rally, but also the scariest. 45 kilometers also mean that a driver can lose loads of time if caught napping, and that the rally can even be won or lost on this opening stage.
JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen set off in their quest to turn their luck around, but the Total Evolution Toyota Runx found the going slippery and set the first benchmark time of 27 minutes and 35 seconds.
I think it was a bit more of a warm-up for us, quite slippery there for us. So.
Championship leaders Hergen Vekken and Pierre Aris usually choose 1 or 2 key stages in which to make their move, so Uber's Pass was right up their alley. But with 30 kilometers to go, the BP Ultimate Polo hit trouble, a puncture. Vekken decided to take the risk and drive on the rear right flat wheel. But with 15 kilometers to go, the champions picked up another puncture. They reached the end, but in a slow time of 28 minutes and 50 seconds.
We drove for 30 k's on right rear puncture and probably about 15 left rear as well, so we had 2 flats. Not good, not good.
A few kilometers back, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were having their own battle with Uber's Pass, but another slow time of 28 minutes and 25 seconds suggested that the second BP Ultimate Polo was also in trouble.
We lost the power steering 30 odd k's from the end, so we didn't have any power steering.
The 2008 Osram Rally saw the debut of Castrol Toyota's brand new Auris S2000 rally car. Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley were immediately on the pace until a late accident spoiled what would have been a dream debut and victory. Cronje was determined to make up for it this year, and as they approached the flying finish of stage 1, the time looked extremely fast, 26 minutes and 36 seconds. Fastest so far.
I just kept it clean, on the line, all the time, no mistakes, no mistakes. I just didn't push too hard, and I just try to keep it nice and smooth and flowing. And yeah, it seems to be working. We'll see now what the other guys do, but I'm chuffed.
With both BP Ultimate Polos having trouble early on, it was up to Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson to take the fight to early leader Cronje. The BP Ultimate Polo driver was second year last year and knows a thing or two about the mountains, but his time of 26 minutes and 50 seconds was already 14 seconds slower than Cronje. With championship leader Vekken already more than 2 minutes behind the leader, and that after just 1 stage in the mountains, Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh saw an opportunity to not only record a good result here, but to also close the points gap to Vekken. 26 minutes and 45 seconds was 9 seconds slower than Cronje, but fast enough for second.
Yeah, the sun was blinding us, sheesh. Terrible, but it was all right.
Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich have already wrapped up the production car championship, so the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru was on a mission to try and record an overall podium position. But a few kilometers into the mountains, Wilken noticed a problem.
No, Titans are 6 Titans, and left 7, double caution crest is right 1. Double caution crest right 1, no cut. And left 7 at the bottom. And left 7 opens at a small crest.
I think we've got a broken shock.
To be honest, it opens. Into caution, jump dip in long right 5.
Yeah, something's broken in the front.
Long right 5 opens.
It turned out that the wheel nuts on the right front wheel came loose, causing Wilkin to lose time on this scary mountain stage.
Yeah, no, we had a really bad stage there. I think we broke a shock in the first 3 k's of the stage. So it was a terrible stage.
Inside the new Africa Developments Toyota Runnix of Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton, the pace is getting faster and faster on every event. Van Niekerk survived Hubert's pass in spite of having a spin and recorded a time of 27 minutes and 50 seconds. More than a minute slower than the leaders, but good enough for 5th.
Die gat kom uit die hele tyd rond. Nou, listen, 70 down.
We had a lot of rocks. We had to go around and off the line, and that forced me to spin twice, you know, so our times must be bad.
Cape Townian Fernando Rueda with Clovis Frey in the hot seat is still in his first season in the top S2000 class. Like Van Niekerk, the Spaniard also found the going slippery, but survived a spin or 2 without causing any damage to the Team Total Evolution Toyota Runnix.
Very long, we spun a couple of times. We had 2 big spins. You know why, I really couldn't tell you, but it was very long.
Thien Schubert and Henny Boertes are also in their maiden year behind the wheel of the S2000 Salom Group VW Polo. Not only do they occupy 8th in the overall championship, but they also set the 8th fastest time on this opening stage.
Fun, yes, the last part opens up and you can really go fast.
Only one stage has been completed, but Hubert's pass accounts for more than a quarter of the entire rally's distance. Hubert's pass has already claimed a number of victims, with big names like Habich and Fecken lurking down in 7th and 10th positions respectively. And with a rally this fast, and with so few stages in which to try and make up for lost time, one couldn't help but think that this was not going to be their day. But this was excellent news for Toyota. Volkswagen defeated Toyota with a 1-2-3 finish on the previous event, so Cronje and Gemmel were on course to return the favour. After the break, Osram Rally action continues with more battles on the fast and scary dirt roads around Berkeley East. Will Toyota hang on to their lead, or will Volkswagen recover from their early feared Osram Rally, where the roads are super fast and extremely challenging? The Osram is a unique event in that all of its 170 stage kilometers are contested on one single day, leaving absolutely no room for error and even less opportunities to try and make up for lost time. So far, Toyota have jumped out of the blocks and straight into the lead, while championship leader Fecken will have to play catch-up from its current 10th position in an effort to try and limit the damage caused by 2 punctures. Following the tough stage 1, it's off to stages 2 and 3. Clanville is another 31 challenging kilometers, immediately followed by 14 kilometers at Valhoek. Although the Osram Rally is high up in the mountains with the thin air robbing the rally cars of precious power, the roads are so fast and flowing that the cars still easily reach their top speeds of nearly 200 kilometers an hour. To add to the already tough challenge, stages 2 and 3 are run with no service in between, so a problem on stage 2 will also haunt you on stage 3.
JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen were always going to struggle from first on the road, as the Total Evolution Runnix has to sweep the roads clean of all those loose stones that make them so slippery. With no real chance of fighting for the lead on this event, Damso opted for a safe approach and completed both these stages in respectable times, but much slower than his usual fast pace.
I think we must have our own rally today. We need to get some mileage behind us. I think we'll just do it on our own pace today.
For once, champions Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aries were on the back foot as the BP Ultimate Polo had massive amounts of time to make up. Fecken pushed hard on stage 2, beating Damso by nearly half a minute, and moved closer to Damso on stage 3 by yet another 13 seconds.
rudder back up to the leader, so we have to push really hard. It's a sprint event, so we're not making a lot of time, even though we're pushing quite hard.
Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were pretty much in exactly the same boat as their BP Ultimate teammates. Their race was not for overall glory, but rather to see how far up the leaderboard they can climb. They started stages 2 and 3 in 7th and finished them in 6th. Mark Cronier and Robert Paisley have led many rallies before, including last year's Osram, until they crashed out. So the Kessel Toyota driver had his sights set on a good finish this time round. But a scary moment in stage 2, as well as a puncture 8 kilometers from the end, cost the early rally leaders around 12 seconds.
It's going to be a tough fight to the end. We had a little bit of a moment in the previous stage, so I'm taking the edge off, trying to calm the nerves again, and then we'll push in the long ones again.
Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson were in hot pursuit of the 2 Castrol Toyotas, but on stage 2, the BP Ultimate Polo also picked up a right front puncture that caused him to lose more than half a minute. Chances of a victory was now also slipping away for the Cape Townian, but he recovered well by setting the second fastest time of all on stage 3, clinging onto his 3rd position overall. With Cronier losing a little time in stage 2, Castrol Toyota teammates Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh saw the opportunity and put the hammer down in both stages 2 and 3. Gemmell completed the 31 kilometers of stage 2 in a blistering time of just 14 minutes and 51 seconds, followed by another faster stage time on stage 3 to take the overall rally lead.
That's good.
The technical rules of rallying have forced the turbo engine in the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich to breathe through a 32mm restrictor. But since the previous event, the rules allowed for an extra millimeter. Wilkin is now making full use of it by mixing it up with the fast S2000 machines, and he set the 3rd and 2nd fastest times on these 2 stages respectively, moving up the leaderboard from 6th to 4th position overall.
Left 6, narrow. 180, left 6 to wipers, double caution, left 8, tightens to a very narrow bridge. There's water in it. It's tight to right 9, and keep left over max crested exit.
Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton started these 2 stages in 5th position, and although the new Africa Developments Runx lost the position to Wilkins' production car, they managed to claim one back by overtaking Damso and to remain in 5th spot overall. The Salom Group Polo of Tiens Joubert and Henny Boertes was now battling it out with the Team Total Evolution Toyota of Fernando Rueda and Clovis Frey. Joubert was slowly getting the better of Rueda and completed stages 2 and 3 with a gap of 18 seconds over the 10th place Spaniard.
We are halfway into the 2009 Osram Rally, and Toyota seem to have it all under control, with Johnny Gemmell leading his teammate Mark Cronier by a fairly comfortable 24 seconds. Enzo Keane is flying the Volkswagen flag, but finds himself 50 seconds from the lead, ahead of the production car of Charles Wilkin. Habig and Fecken are on the comeback trail and now have Damso's 6th position in their sights. In spite of also suffering from an early puncture, Enzo Keane is hanging on to 3rd, but losing touch with the 2 Toyotas.
I think we have to make up time. The problem is that the guys ahead of us are taking time off us, so it's virtually impossible. We're going to try hard though.
Second place and ahead of all the Volkswagens is exactly what Toyota asked Mark Grenier to do.
We've had a clean run up to now. We had a small problem with a puncture in the second stage now, and a bit of a moment right at the end. But then took it a little bit too easy in the next stage. The guys took some time, but we'll get back on it now and keep it tidy and get it through and see what's happening.
With Becken currently down in 8th, Johnny Gemmell was in the perfect position to storm right back into this year's championship fight.
Yeah, we've also had our problems during the season with flat wheels and what have you. But we're leading now, and it's got quite a gap. Mark's just behind me, and Enzo's third, I think, about 40 down. So
Stage 4 is the aptly named War Trail, a 43-kilometer battlefield of yet more fast gravel roads just north of Berkeley East. War Trail is also a real opportunity for anyone to try and launch a serious attack in an effort to make up for lost time earlier in the day.